Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome on in. Hi, my name is Magic Bumbun and I am here to provide you, as you can probably guess and assume by the thumbnail or the title of this video, this is your pick a card for the full moon in Gemini. This is what you need to know for that full moon coming up, okay? So we're going to have 3 piles and I'm going to hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to put little hearts in this part. I'm going to put a purple heart for pile number 1, a pink heart for pile number 2, and then a blue heart for pile number 3. Okay, and hopefully I've got a picture. Hopefully I can get it done in editing. Hopefully I can get it done. I think I've added GIFs before, so I should be able to handle adding a little emoji, a little colorful heart in the picture here, but I haven't tried it before, so at least on this software program I'm using something new. I'm using DaVinci, so it's still a learning curve for me, so that's why it's different than other videos. I had Adobe, so it's just having to learn it. Other news besides that, and I will recap that at the end of this little introduction, but other news than that, as always, I always host a magical ritual. They're called the Magic Circle, and it is a group ritual experience where we do candle magic. Well, the candle magic happens afterwards, but we just do some talking and we do tarot reading, we do mini sound baths. We're able just to like release everything, do petitions and all that stuff. So for the full moon in Gemini, we are actually going to be working with, I always work with the tarot as well. We're going to be working with the Lover's card for some Gemini energy right in there, right? So this is about divine connections, communication, partnerships, especially with you and your higher self, with your deity, with spirit, the universe. And I kind of have it formatted a slightly different than I've done before. I've done something very similar about releasing and activating. So with full moons, we like to release, we like to seek closure, we like to cleanse things, but I'm also adding cultivation into this, which is gratitude, different forms of gratitude. So with this full moon magic circle, we're going to be releasing mental blocks, dealing with like that sign of Gemini, that air sign of Gemini, limiting beliefs that we hold, fears of not being heard or seen, and self-isolation, okay? Because it's a very social signs. We want to be more inviting to partnerships, friendships. Doesn't have to also be like relationships, like romantic. It could be a business partnership. Maybe you've got business on the mind, you want to be better at communicating this, right? So we're also going to be cleansing our workspace, toxic communication, harsh self-criticism, as I feel like some of us can be really harsh with ourselves, with our words, versus being more affirming in what we're really confident in. And then the cultivating is cultivating more areas of gratitude, and this is definitely something that you can, in a petition you would like to participate with. This is something that you can change up for yourself to be more customized for your needs. But we'll be going over divine connection, loving partnerships, sincere friendships, being true to yourself, and just like I said, overall opening communications. Okay, so all of that information is in the description box below, and it's $11.11 if you would like to join in. It includes a live reading, so that will be done here on YouTube. It's unlisted, so you can only get the link via, if you secure your spot, through my Ko-fi, which is actually also right here, but a link directly to the magic circle is in the description box. This will take you to my page overall, then you have to click on shop and then you'll see it there. If you want to be taken directly to that, link is in the description. Okay, so I think that about covers it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I also have a video to explain more in depth what the magic circle is and what it entails. I will hopefully remember to link that in the description box. Otherwise, it is also here on my page as well. And on the Ko-fi link. If you go there, there's a video that will explain it. It's linked there as well. I think that's about it. That's all we got going for this week. Let's cover the hearts, the piles one more time in case you missed that. For pile number 1, it is the purple heart. For pile number 2, it is the pink heart. And for pile number 3, it is the blue heart. Now, if you select your pile, if you select number 1, I'll see you in just a moment. But if you selected 2 or 3 and you want to fast forward to your reading, go to the description box below and you will see the hearts, and you'll see it say pile number 1, 2, or 3, and you'll see blue numbers. Those are links. They will fast forward you to your reading, so you don't have to wait or you don't have to try to find it yourself. Okay, very useful. All right, other than that, that's all I have for you, and I will see you in just a moment for your reading. Hello there, pile number 1, or for those who picked the purple heart. I am going to start shuffling because we're using the Big Daddy deck, okay? We're using the one that has multiple duplication of cards in here, and I feel like it adds to that chaotic energy that we love so much in this. I was gonna say in the stream. I'm not streaming. I streamed this morning though. If you didn't catch that VOD, actually I'm recording this. When you see this video though, it'll be a Wednesday. Fingers crossed. This goes out on Wednesday, and I went live on YouTube on Monday for the week ahead reading. So that is what I did, and that's what I just did. That's why my mind is still kind of on streamer mode. But I also wanted to say this. Happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there. Hopefully by the time this video is done, we are officially in Sagittarius season. Gotta love that. I love that fiery energy, which is why it adds a little to the chaos of this air sign for this full moon, okay? Alright, pile number 1. Let's find out what it is that you need to know, though, for this full moon in Gemini. What does Spirit want you to know? What does the universe need you to know? One more good shuffle in here, and then we'll get started. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see cards that want to flip out of the deck. We got that first one right up. We have Justice making an appearance. Maybe you've got some Libra energy in you because this is a Libra signs placements in you. We've got the card associated with Libra energy, wanting justice, wanting things to be fair, wanting to have the energy you've put in to come back out. But we may not know what lies beyond that. We may not be certain of our goals, okay? So we got the 3 of Wands popping up in here, and then we have the 2 of Pentacles, followed by the 3 of Cups. So we've got 2 3s coming up right now. We've got the Page of Wands making an appearance. So we've got Wands so far in the middle for our challenging position. You may be having an issue directing your energy. Maybe things feel very heavy, feel very, very, very heavy. And then we have, was it this one? It was the Star. Well, we got the Tower coming up, but don't worry. Don't worry, this is a beautiful tower. Look how gorgeous this is. We're fine. We're fine. We can work with this energy. Don't you worry. Because then we got the Star. And then we have the 2 of Cups. Okay, maybe. Okay. I don't want to get ahead of myself. And then we have the 6 of Swords. And our crowning card is the Emperor. So sorry, but there we go. Emperor. It's sometimes hard to hold so you can actually see what the photo is. We got the Emperor there. So we've got some more air and fire energy coming into here. When we have Justice, that Libra energy, we got that air energy, but wanting things to be fair, wanting things to be balanced. That's what you want it to be, but you may be having a hard time having that and leading that to structure. We've got the Emperor, which brings us some Aries energy mixed with more Mars energy, wanting to take action, but feeling like you want to rip and tear everything down so that you can rebuild it to something better. But you might be having a hard time letting things go and wanting to restart because it seems like so much work and it seems like it's going to be draining a lot of your energy. You may be seeking partnerships though. We have, it says make love not war. I got 2 of Cups in right here, and this could be seeking a partnership to help you get to your goals. Like, you don't want to do it on your own, but this could also be more reflective of the spiritual realm as well when we have a lot of these wands in here, the Page of Wands and the 3 of Wands in the same row here. is that I could also be feeling very spiritual. And what I mean by that is making sure that you feel like you're connected with your deities, with spirit, with the universe, to know that you are not doing this alone. This could also be wanting to connect with a higher version of yourself, which means you might need more meditation brought into your life. Even if it's journaling, listening to your intuition, trusting when you're got that gut feeling that you want to go with that. You want to go with that flow. You want to listen to it. You want to at least hear it out and actually play it through your head and see that vision. And really interesting enough, remember I was talking to you in the intro, if you listened in, we're working with, like, so the full moon in Gemini. This is what you need to know. This card is sitting right underneath this. This is the card associated with Gemini, which is the Lover's card in the major arcana. So it is lurking there. It's like tough decisions. Decisions have to be made. Sometimes you're leading more with your heart than with your mind. And this could be why we have the Justice coming up here as well for some of you. Things feel out of balance because you don't feel like your heart and your mind are able to work together. You're not able to get the foundations going. You may be stuck on number 3, like on step number 3 when you're trying to build your foundation, when you're trying to clear things out and you feel like you're going to have to take another step back. That's why we see a 2 in there as well. So we got the 3 of Cups, like I said, wanting to talk with others, wanting to be able to pour your heart out. Like after you put a lot of work in, you want to gather with people and just be able just to release this energy, you know, being able just to talk about things. And so you can get other points of view, but like in a very like casual manner, not in a very like structured, like someone's being hypercritical of you. This is more of just being able just to sit there and like talk with others and be like, I'm having these kind of problems. I don't know if you have any solutions, but like this is what I'm trying to do. Because you may be having problems seeing what's beyond what you can do with what your skills are, what you're able to do in the moment. You're not, it's hard to pinpoint where your direction's going to lead. You feel very like a novice. You feel, you know, childish. You feel very like there's too many possibilities, so then you get stuck. Okay, and like the 2 of coins right here, or the 2, I was just using another deck that used coins instead of pentacles, so gotta clear that out. But 2 of Pentacles here, it's like trying to juggle even 2 things seems so extreme. So maybe you want to take things small steps, and even towards the destruction of the tower, right? Because this is more about something being taken away, something crumbling, and it's out of your control. What you do have the control though is how you react to that change, how you react, how you land on your feet, right? And this is you being able to get on that boat and you're going to be moseying on. You're going to be like, okay, I'm done here. Spirit's guiding me somewhere else and I am more than willing and happy to accept this. I need to get off this sinking ship because if I add more swords to this, I'm going down, I'm going under. So for my best, for the best of you, it is breaking and having this destruction because it's going to lead you somewhere better where the foundation is more solid. Okay, and then we have more air energy. We got Aquarius energy popping in here with this star. I feel like some of you are feeling very hopeless. You're feeling like you can't see the light. You can't see like where this journey ends. And it's like you have to enjoy how you're moving on, moving forward, right? Even if it feels like it's 2 steps back, it's because you have to do this. We have to clear this other energy. What you were doing wasn't working, and that's absolutely fine. Sometimes things just don't work out the way you want it to. Wipe your hands clean and you're ready to start anew. You know, wipe your energy clean, cultivate the energy you want to bring in, you know. Sorry, I'm trying to move the cards over so I have more space. Make sure they stay in order in case I have to reference them again. A lot of air and fire. So we have cups. Try to see if we're missing. Which is major arcana alone, there's a lot of air and fire energy, and so they're feeding into each other. The air is trying to make the fire greater, and this is where we see like that fire then starts to consume. So also be wary for some of you for burnout. You're trying to do too much, trying to juggle too many things. You're trying to, you know, versus just sticking with 3. Maybe 3 is at your peak and like, you know, you can handle 3 things. Think about that before you bring in the 4th. Make sure that the 3 pillars that you've been working on in your life, for some of you that is just simply is mind, body, and soul, making sure that they're aligned, making sure things are balanced, you know, making sure that your mind and your thoughts meet the actions that you're putting out into the world, you know, that your spirit is in there too, that you have energy for doing this, making sure that those are taken care of before you act on a 4th thing, which is bringing into reality, you know, growing something from, you know, from nothing. making sure that you're in a good place as best as you can. This is going to be an ongoing process. This is not something that, you know, is going to be done in one night, even with the full moon there. This might be something more you have to set your intentions for. Excuse me. I just had some lasagna soup before this. Very good, very good. Highly recommend. Alright, what do you need to surrender? Surrendering is very good, like I said, with full moons. You can practice it however you like. I'm not telling you how to do it, but my preference and how I tailor my magic circles to be is surrendering, releasing. So you make room to cultivate something more into the energy, into, like, if you want to cultivate more prosperity and abundance, you got to weed out things that are holding you back, things that you need to release, things you need to let go. You know, I just do that with the cycle of the moon. The moon is full. We say thanks in gratitude, give thanks and gratitude, and then as the moon, you know, turns to new, it's as it disappears, it's like you're getting rid of things, and that even takes, well, weeks, you know, so it's not something to be done overnight. In another reading, I accidentally made these surrender cards. I accidentally flipped them, so some of them in my deck are like upside down, and it just bothers. I gotta sit down after this reading and fix it. They're not supposed to be reversed. It was just a moment of habit. Okay, what does pile number 1 need to surrender? Need one more card. Okay. Oh, nope. Sure, leave it right there. So the first card that came up, like I said, for some of you, it's going to be quite obvious because I said, you know, be wary of burnout. So this says surrender to rest and sleep, especially with all these changes in here. It could be very stressful during this time, right? To prevent burnout, literally it says burnout on the card, slow down. Honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Pretty spot on to what we were saying before. And then we have surrender defensiveness. You have defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear, non-defensive response. I was talking about this earlier about yourself, that intuition. When someone's trying to give you the guidance, this could be spirit talking to you, whispering to you, or kind of give you like a push in the right direction, and your defenses go up. You may be very prideful. And this is why it's like it has to be taken from you harshly. This crumbling needs to happen. This could be the stubbornness of that Aries coming in here, of the Emperor, who doesn't necessarily like change unless he has to adapt to it. He needs to start and initiate that change because he likes it to be on his time, not anybody else's. But if your time is too slow, divine time will step in and take care of it, because that is another sign of justice here, is things that happen in divine timing, things that are happening behind the scenes, things that may have happened also in your past that are coming up. This is like what's the reflection of that, or what has happened is going to happen now. Okay, and then we have surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. This is also for those people who say that you feel like you don't deserve something. This could be something that you need to release, as you feel like you don't deserve something, that you believe there's not enough of it to go around, like you feel like there's not enough abundance to go around, prosperity, there's not enough love to go around. This is, you know, even with you and yourself, you love yourself, that you're feeling like I don't deserve love, and it's like you need to stop that mind of scarcity. There is enough. You can give yourself love. You have that time to give yourself love, you know? Make time for it as well. It's a priority. Okay. Let's see what else we need to know for this full moon. Deck, it shuffles so beautifully. I know, I giggle all the time at this because it just, I see the card and I was like, oh my god, we were literally just talking about that. We have fate. We have fate. This is what we're talking about, like divine timing, okay? Alignment, decisive moments, opportunistic events, opportunistic events. I feel like I still didn't say that right. Probably didn't, but here's the card. If you can't, it's the bottom one. But be, you know, open to opportunity, right? So we have like fate making this opportunity for you as long as you're willing to move in that direction or willing to be nudged towards what it is that is more aligned with you. Okay? That's a big theme for you. Take anything from this reading, it is that. It is you are drifting away from something that maybe you've built up, something you've been trying to juggle so hard. This could also be a routine. This doesn't have to be like a situation. This could be a routine you're trying to implement in your life and you're having a hard time, so you're changing up your routine. Like, it's just not working for you. You're going to change it, okay? Then next up is we have shadow. Just talking about that pride energy. You might have to do some shadow work for that or be more aware of your pride that might be preventing you from doing great things. Okay, so we have this wholeness, integration, repressed emotions. So you might be repressing things, you might be trying to put things off. That's what leads also to this defensiveness. Okay, we don't want that energy here. It's stagnant, it's not appropriate. We need that flowing energy back. We need to get rid of this and cultivate this. So we're releasing so we can cultivate good energy as well. And then we have sorcerer. Look at that card, look at that artistry. I love it. What does it say? Ambition, willpower, and creation. This is the thing that you can draw back in. This is what I was talking about, that cultivating energy, that you need ambition. Ambition is great to have. Ambition when you're seeking all these changes, and maybe that's why you're seeing, for some of you that were envisioning that scarcity, lacking ambition towards something bigger, something better, something you may have thought you didn't deserve this, so you've been acting small. You've been, you know, aiming for small things, and Spirit's like, enough of that. Enough of that. We're moving towards something bigger and better for you, okay? Just trust the process. Okay, so I'm going to pull this one here. I'm going to pull 3 of them. This is like a little, like an affirmation. It's like starry nights, like a message from the skies. If you would like, you can pick 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to pick 3 cards. Let's see what 3 cards that come out of this deck. Or you can just take all 3, you know, or none at all. This is like closer to an affirmation. Oh, they still shuffle so beautifully. Sometimes you know about shuffling cards, why people bring it up so much. If you ever go against a bad deck that just either bends too much, you really appreciate cards that are good at shuffling. All right, remember 1, 2, or 3, or all 3, or none at all. It's your choice. Card number 2. I just need card number 3. Okay. Okay, for those of you who picked card number 1, we have this one. You are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. Beautiful. This is the message you need to hear for this full moon right here. You are your greatest gift. Your life's journey is your masterpiece. Did we talk about that? Like, it's the journey that you're going on. And then for card number 2, you have the way is clear. Awaken to the power within you. Clearing that out. It's again about that path, about being able to go on that path, clearing the way for something bigger, better for you. And for those who picked number 3, we have this card right here. You deserve good things. Keep your focus on what it is you want. I could not pick a better perfect card for this reading. So it's just talking about how some of you feel like you don't deserve good things, which leads to that mind of scarcity, okay? So here we have this, and I actually wanted to do this other reading. This last card, it is kind of not spiritually inclined, I suppose, but I thought it'd be fun to add them because it's a cute deck. This is the TBR. This is what should you read, like what the fuck should I be reading next type of, it helps you pick a book from your TBR, okay? So it's really cute. You don't have to participate in this. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to know, want maybe some help picking out your next book, let's give this a try. We're gonna do this also with 3 cards because I feel like some of the stuff could be very niche. So here's 3 different options. Oh my gosh, these cards slip and slide all over the place. Love it. Just need more space. We've got 1 and 2 already. And 3. I said you can't pick 1, 2, or 3, but I feel like sometimes this deck you need to hear all 3 options. So in case you can't do one or the other. Okay, so this one says read a book with bloody cover art. Read a book with bloody cover art. And for some of you out there, you're gonna be like, no. Maybe horror, maybe things with a bloody cover, not your thing, but so. Read a book with a bloody cover art. And then we have this one for card number 2. Read a book with a black cover. Okay. Made me think of that tarot shadow journal, because we were talking about shadow work, and it actually is sitting underneath the shadow card. This one sits right underneath that one. Some of you might want to find that journal. I saw it at Barnes & Noble's. It's all over TikTok, honestly. It just, I'm trying to get away from it. Like, if I want a journal like that, I will find it. I can seek it out. But for some of you out there who may have not known, it's just like shadow work journal. I'm sure if you put it in Amazon, it'll pop up somewhere. I show a picture of it on a TikTok that's already posted. I posted it on Monday. I go to Barnes & Noble's and I just like looking around in books, and it happened to be there too. So if you want to see a picture of it, it's there. All right, for card number 3, you have this. Read a book with a flower on the cover. Okay, better maybe than some of you, you know, or some of you that are like, I don't want to read a flower. I want to read a bloody cover art. There you go. Switch it up, okay? All right, that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for being here. I truly do appreciate the support. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And again, remember, if you want to join the Magic Circle, all the details are in the description box. Please just check it out if you can. Or you can go to my website, which I forgot to put this back on, but right here at, you know, my Ko-fi link, okay? All right, thank you again. I truly appreciate the support. I will see you when I see you. Bye. Hello there, pile number 2, or for those who picked the pink heart. I'm doing this, hopefully there's a little pink heart that pops up there that I was able to edit it. Okay, so we're using actually the big deck right now, so I am gonna start shuffling. No, excuse me. Just shuffling, not burping, just shuffling. But I did want to say happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there. By the time this video goes live, it should hopefully be Sagittarius season. If not, then, you know, it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not sure. I have to look. I have to check the calendar to see what time that the sun officially moves into Sagittarius season. But either way, is the day, okay? I normally, because I do it early, and I do it like 11:30 my time, so I don't know what time exactly we move into Sagittarius season. But either way, it is your season to shine. It's that fiery season there, and I say this as a Leo sun, so really appreciating that fire, that warmth, right, that Sagittarius brings. The philosopher, the truth seeker. But let's find out, pile number 2, what you need to know for this full moon in Gemini. Gotta move my mouse out of the way. I know you don't see that. I know I would knock it somehow and cancel the reading. I've done that before. Halfway through recording, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have clicked that. All right, let's give this one more good shuffle, and let's find out what Spirit needs us to know for pile number 2 for this full moon in Gemini. First up, 4 of Cups. What's next? 8 of Cups. We've got 8 of Cups coming into here. 4 and 8. Ooh. And then we got the Queen of Wands. We got the Queen of Wands coming in here. We got some Aries energy popping through. Three of Cups. Okay, so we got a lot of water going on in this reading. I'm trying to get all the cards first, or like at least the first half of the cards before we get into the meaning behind it, just so we have somewhere we can see where it's kind of leading to as well. We got the Wheel of Fortune. We got Fate. Some of you don't be feeling very lucky. Some of you are not feeling very lucky. Maybe feeling like fate is out to get you. Then maybe you do. Three of Swords. That or an Aries has hurt you, okay? We got that going on. Then we have the Nine of Cups, wishful thinking. A lot of love and relationships. And love doesn't necessarily mean like with a partner or romantic love. It could be, you know, dealing with yourself. Okay. Oh, interesting. We got some... Now... I'm going to say they're duplicating cards. One card might actually be what I just did in pile number 1, which is the Three of Cups. At the very least, it's in the same spot, actually, as well with the pile number 1, which I know sometimes happens because it's a collective reading still. And, but we also have the Star card, and this is not the same Star card that popped up. So this is, looks like there's duplicates. I think there's like 3 Star cards in this one. So we got the Star card. This is the crowning card, right? But we have the bottom row, which is, I said, the Nine of Cups, Hermit, and Nine of Pentacles. So we got some nines going up in here too. You might be actually this last row is 999, which is getting close to completion. This is that contemplation. This is knowing your own direction. This is not needing guidance from outside sources. This is you knowing where you need to lead. You might be seeing that as a sign, okay? This could be your sign from spirit. You might be seeing it as a number that is just floating around you. Take that as a sign from spirit, okay? So we're going to start with back at the top with the Four of Cups. This is that meditation if 3 is enough for you, if you're going to be adding in a 4th cup. And you may be really wanting to, but you may be feeling like it's very extreme. It could be mainly versus having to release things. You're adding more things to your plate, which is making the energy kind of heavy for you. And it could be because you're trying to grasp at things because you feel like fate hasn't been super kind. It says the Wheel of Fortune. It's been like delaying the next chapter of your life. You know, we have all these 9s in here. We got a 10 right here in the middle, but it's in reverse. It's in a challenging position. You want this part of your journey to finally be over with. Even if you know it hasn't been like the worst thing ever, it just hasn't been exactly what you wanted. So you want closure on this full moon in Gemini. You want it to better to communicate what it is that you want. You want to see more signs from the divine. You might be seeking also astrology, looking to the stars, looking to the heavens for connections, looking to the more of the spiritual side of things for answers. That may be something more you want to learn because you're having issues with that vision. The Queen of Wands is like, she brings in, like I said, Aries energy. I associate her with Aries energy, a cardinal sign, trying to start things, trying to initiate things, but it might need to take a little bit of a pause, a little bit of a break, especially after we're trying to get to this conclusion. You may need to take a few deep breaths and maybe be able to envision where you want to lead, because you may also be needing to do a vision board. A vision board might be really good for you. Something also that you can put words on, words of affirmation, pictures of what it is that you want. If you can't describe it very well in words, you might be wanting to do that. Because that's why we also see an eye here on the Three of Swords, because this is also energy of compromise, but painful compromise. There also could be an Aries or someone with a lot of Aries placements. Doesn't necessarily mean they're rising or their their rising or their sun or moon sign. It's just because they could have big placement so with Aries energy, or just someone who kind of has that energy of being headstrong, being very stubborn. This could also be you yourself, your own energy, being very stubborn, being very much more of like painful compromise. You're not getting what you want or what you need because you're compromising for the needs and necessities of other people, you know, and then puts yourself on the back burner. So then we don't see a lot of self-care for your own visions. We don't see that growth. We don't see that potential because you're too busy looking towards the past as well. And no matter how painful it is, you need to learn that lesson, right? We need to be able to start to healing. Also, some of you right here may just need to cry it out, because as the Wheel of Fortune is upside down, time will come with change. You know, like time is the only thing that is infinite, that, you know, like, it will change, it will come, you know, like that. So the wheel has to turn. Luck has to turn. You may be feeling unlucky right now, but in Sagittarius, we're in Sagittarius season when this video goes live, is a very lucky sign. You might be wanting to focus more on making like potions or elixirs, or, you know, having a ritual for yourself that is drawing in, cultivating more luck. Okay. And it's okay to be okay with just wanting to do the basics. When we see the 3 in here, it's like mind, body, and soul. It's catering to those needs before you start adding on more things. You might be okay with this. You might just want to talk it out with others. This is a job well done. This is like going out and celebrating a job well done. This is like, hey, I want to just drink. I want to, you know, say my thanks, say my gratitude, and just, you know what, life is good right now. And I can, you know, having the mindset of you can always do more. You can progress. You can learn more. You can have more skills. You can get a better job. You can do that sort of stuff. Like, there might be areas of your life that are just good as they are. You don't need to fix it. You don't need to what's the word, like, you don't need, it doesn't need your attention just now. It can be safe on its own, and you could touch base with it at a later time. Then we have the 9 of Cups. You're in the mindset of like, we're skipping places here, you know. We went from a 4 to a 3, now we're jumping to a 9. Like, this is all of the wishes, though. This is everything that you wish you could do. This is about trying to make your wishes come true, which, like I said, could be very hard right now because you're trying to do a lot, and it's like sporadic energy type of feeling, especially when we have the Hermit card as a challenging position. Now this brings us Virgo energy. It's a mutable sign, so it's still changing energy. Remember, we're having also the Wheel of Fortune connected to Jupiter, the sign of luck, actually, that rules over Sagittarius and Pisces. So we're seeing that Sagittarius energy really coming into here as well. But with the Hermit card, this is you being able to be alone and be okay because you don't feel alone. Like, it's you with your guides. It's you also maybe seeking a guide, maybe more meditative to help you complete this cycle, needing wisdom other than your own, needing to seek that outside of yourself from someone who has that guiding mentality, right? Someone who is a mentor mentality, someone who can shine the light in the right direction for you to bring you to this place of self-satisfaction. This is also about, for you guys, being able to release things that prevent you from having this self-satisfaction and realizing of the blessings that are currently surrounding you. Excuse me, so sorry. Also, I kind of get with this, you feel like sacrifice, and depending on what it is that you're sacrificing, like toxic qualities, it could be, what are you sacrificing to bring you happiness? What are you compromising to bring you happiness? And is it compromising with yourself, or are you bringing another party into this? You're compromising for them, and does it actually lead to more prosperity and abundance? I'm just like, I don't want anyone to be taken advantage of in that way. Like, are their promises actually, can they actually be upheld? That type of energy. Are they just saying things to you and it giving you a vision? Because, like, the Queen of Wands, she can see into the future. She can have visions. She can create magic. But are they just saying stuff to you, like, because they're promising you the world? They're promising they can change your luck. And it's like, no. Like, you have the power of doing that, you know? You have to be okay with setting the plans and being able to go back and revise them and realize what works for you and what it is that you need to walk away from. Okay, we're going to push everybody over here because we're going to bring in some oracle cards. What is it that you need to surrender for this full moon? Now, remember, with full moons, how I practice it, which, do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you how to do it at all whatsoever, but it's really good for releasing and bringing closure. because you're going to want to cultivate energy, right? You're going to want to cultivate stuff that you're releasing with this full moon. You're going to want to grow it and cultivate it on the next new moon, which would be a really great time because it'll be the new moon in Sagittarius to cultivate luck. So it'll be really good to find out what it is that you need to surrender. Okay. Another card at the bottom. We'll do that one because we need a third card. I just see some of these cards I accidentally had reversed. They're not meant to be reversed at all. So like when I catch it, when it's like this, I'm like, let me just fix that. I'm like, I have to stop doing that when I'm doing readings. Okay. So the first card we have for you is Surrender to Non-Action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. This is reflective of the Hermit card. I get the feeling that some of you don't believe that you have things under control. Like you feel like it's like that fake card. It's the Wheel of Fortune. You feel like there's forces working against you and that you don't have your shit together. When in reality, you have your shit together more than other people do. You have those qualities. And for some of you, you just have to sit there and pause and see this and realize that the guiding force you need, like I said, the person who's willing to compromise, it's like someone who's willing to like say, I can give you what you need. They might actually not have it. it's more of like, you know, just a waste of your time, waste of your energy, waste of your money. Like they're trying to promise you this form of like self-satisfaction, but it's not actually going to be what you thought it was. Also, it could be like what you're wishing for isn't actually what you need. So Spirit wants to come in there and be like, we're going to change things up, don't you worry. And then we have Surrender Stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. For some of you, that Queen of Wands, this is what that relates to, because again, Aries energy can be very stubborn energy, and it's more of like we need things to keep back to flowing. Stubbornness and trying to have that compromise and trying to, you know, get things to go a certain way is only pinning you down. It's not helping you grow. It's not helping you to reach that cycle. And then we have, wait, actually, she is? No, for a second I thought the statue, I think, or this person in here. It wasn't like a statue to me, but it's a person. I thought they were holding like a sword because of, like, I thought that one, but that's just some light on the floor. I was like, wait, are they holding one? Okay, then we have Surrender Obsessive Thinking. If you're obsessing about a person or situation, turn the dilemma over to Spirit. Doing so will help you bring clarity or even solve the problem. This is just obsessive thinking. This is where you need to, like, you're trying to envision the future. You're trying to see where your path goes. You're trying to figure out how to fix things, how to change things. It leads kind of also back to that non-action of just like, give it to Spirit. Spirit's going to handle it. And then maybe the clarity will come. For some of you, that clarity will come into it. More information will flow to you to make a better decision. Don't try to force it, you know? Take that time to walk away. Some of you are going to have a lot of issues walking away because it could be something that you're very emotionally tied to. And it could be like a person, a situation, something that's very memorable, something very nostalgic, and it can be a very hard time walking away for it, but that's what you have to do. You have to release it for this full moon in Gemini so you can better communicate your needs, your wants to the universe, to yourself, so you have better to fix and set your goals. Okay. What else do you need to know for this full moon in Gemini? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick sip of my cucumber water. Try to make sure you don't hear the big gulp. Look at my cucumber water. I love it in this little jar. Oh. Need one more card. If not, we'll pull from, or 2 more cards. That's fine. Okay, we have this card here. This is the Wayfarer card. And does he not look a little similar to someone? This is definitely related to the Hermit card, because even the description: contemplation, search for truth, inner guidance. It's definitely the staff. It's the lantern. This has to be. I haven't read the guidebook yet for this, because like it gives you the keywords underneath there. But I would not be shocked to see that it's inspired by the Hermit card from the tarot. So, excuse me. With this card, this brings us that contemplation, searching for truth, making sure that you also don't stress yourself out too much about that, sitting there, and it brings back to that 4 of Cups energy. Someone's there really thinking it through. Even though they're being offered an opportunity from Spirit, they're sitting there and they're thinking it through before they accept something, right? Does it align with your values? Is it something you can integrate into your plans, or is it adding too much stress where you need to not take action on it just yet? Then we have Adversary. Reminds me of like Corpse Bride type of vibes here. Hard work, diligence, and progress. This is also being safe with burnout type of energy. You know, like also that hard work that you're putting in. Don't let your stubbornness like get in the way of like seeing the results of that hard work, of being like super critical of like, you can see progress, but because it isn't the exact progress you saw, you're going to change and destroy everything and like regroup. And it's like, progress is progress. Do not worry too much about it. Do not think obsessively about it either. And then we have Burrow, which I haven't gotten this card yet. This is still like a new deck for me. So we got Burrow, exhaustion, questioning motivations, and realignment. Exhaustion. Just talking about that leading to burnouts. So you may need to rest, especially if you've had a lot of obsessive thinking. This is back to that non-action, needing to go to bed, needing to really have that. I also get that vision with the 9 of Pentacles. That 9 of Pentacles is also taking care of yourself, taking care of your needs, making sure you're eating really well, you know, having nutritious meals, having a meal that reminds you of home, that sort of stuff. And it's okay to sit there and question like your motivations. It's okay, you know, if you're exhausted, make sure you make time for you to take rest and not like berate yourself for doing so, okay? This when Spirit says they're going to come in, you hand everything off to Spirit, and your Spirit will help realign you, you know, with that. The clarity will come to you, the thought will come to you. You can't force the answer to happen. And then the last card is Ascension. We have Ascension, which is transformation, end of a cycle, and then beginnings. Some of you, this is going to be really big. This full moon in Gemini is going to be a big transformation, because we're coming to the end of a cycle, which is pretty much here with a lot of the 9 cards and that 10 in the middle, the Wheel of Fortune, the 10 being right there in the middle, because this has also been seen as a portal card. It's moving on to the next chapter of your life. Things come in full circle. It just may be more subtle than you thought it would be. It may not be something like as huge or as groundbreaking as you thought it was going to be, okay? Because this is from the inner part of you. This is from the Hermit card, you know, your mind shifting, right? All right, so these cards are like a little bit of affirmations or like messages you need to know, like that. Here we go. It's like this. You can get all 3. I'm going to pick 3 of them, or you can pick 1, 2, or 3 if you would like to. It's totally up to you. Technically, if you didn't want a message at all from this, you don't have to pick one either. You can pick 0. Okay. Oh, shit. Card number 1, your card already jumped out. Card number 2. Okay. Card number 3. For a second, I thought these two were the same card. All right, remember, you can pick 1, 2, or 3, or get all 3 of them, whatever you feel like doing, or a combination of sorts. Okay, so card number 1, this is your card right here. Everything is as you've created. All you create offers you lessons in life. Okay, so like there's a silver lining to everything, right? You just need to really think and sit there about it. And that is that connection to that inner guidance card, right? I swear to God, if I have to burp again, I shouldn't have eaten so close to doing this recording because I feel like it's just burping. Excuse me. Okay, card number 2. You have this one, which is stay the course. You're moving in the right direction. Okay, so you're moving in the right direction. This is when I said I thought these cards were almost the same, because you see they're both this like red, actually similar to my lip color, but red orange colors. So card number 2, you have stay the course. You're moving in the right direction. Stay the course, like it says, it leads to that non-action. Like you're not gonna abandon ship and like try to change and destroy things. So like just let it settle. You might be leading to more of exhaustion than anything. So take some rest, okay? And then card number 3, you've got this pretty pink purple one, which actually kind of matches my mic. You are healing your heart. What does it say? The heart hurts, but it will mend in time. Oh, this is for those who, you know, feel very connected to that 3 of Swords energy. Like your heart's been hurting, but things are going to get better with time. Like I said, something you've been having your heart on might feel like it's been altered. You didn't win it. You didn't wish, like your wishes didn't come true. That you feel like your wishes aren't going to come true, but they are. It's just going to take some more time, okay? All right, so I'm going to draw 3 more cards, but it's kind of like that's kind of it for like the spiritual side of everything. These are TBR cards. This is like helps you pick books to read from your, you know, to be read list, or books you want to read. So you can stick around for this. I think they're pretty cute, and you know, can help you pick your next read if you would like to. Thank you for being here. If you just did the spiritual one, you don't want to participate in the book one, totally understand. And for those who want to pick one of these things, I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to give 3 options. I highly recommend listening to all 3 of them, because some books might be so niche or something that you're like, I have no interest in this at all. So you can pick from the other options if you would like to. Shuffle this really quick. Okay. Also, if you have any recommendations of maybe books that, you know, come with this, leave it in the comments as well. All right, number 1, you have read a book that has nothing or nowhere in the title. Okay. I don't know why, but it made me think of Neverwhere. I think that's the name of the book. But read a book that has nothing or nowhere in the title. Like I said, that might be too niche. You might not have anything on your TBR that fits that credentials, but remember, you can always go to the library and just pick something from there. But that's why I can listen to the other 2 options. Here's card number 2. Read a book with a house on the cover. This is a dream card for me because haunted house books are my thing. There's so many to pick from for a house on the cover. True, it doesn't have to be haunted houses or horror books in general. There could be other ones in here, but my mind went right to haunted houses. My favorite style of books, or favorite like trope, or you know, stories off haunted houses. Love them so much. I read them all year long. Okay, number 3, this is the option. Read a book that is told from 2 points of view. I feel like this could be very easy, especially it makes it easier if there's more points of view than just 2, and which I'm sure these are not hard rules. If it's more than 2, I'm sure it counts, but my mind went to the Twisted Games or the Twisted Love series. Those are always in dual point of views, but those are romance books, so you might not be into romance books, okay? So there you go. that was your reading for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much if you stayed here all the way to the end. Any recommendations on those books, you can always put in the comments below. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you like my style of readings. And again, if you're interested in the Magic Circle, if you're interested in joining my Magic Circle, all the details are in the description below, or you can check out my Ko-fi where you can also book a reading with me, get a personal reading with me from here. Make it very easy to get a commission. They're called commissions, but it's under the reading tab in there. If you're interested, link to all that is in the description below. Thank you again for being here. I truly do appreciate the support, and I will see you when I see you. Otherwise, again, happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there, and have a happy full moon if I don't see you before then, okay? All right, bye. Hello there, pile number 3, or those who picked the blue heart. Hopefully when I do this, there's a picture of it there. There's somewhere on the screen. New editing software. What can you do about it, right? All right, so I'm going to start shuffling. I'm using the big deck today. I lovingly call Big Daddy. I also wanted to say this is happy birthday to all the Sagittarius out there. By the time this video goes live, it is the day that it turns into Sagittarius season. I'd have to double check the calendar to find out what time exactly via my time zone, if it's already Sagittarius season, but either way, it is the start. It is the day that Sagittarius season starts. So happy birthday to all those who are Sagittarius, okay? Let's get started on this. What do you need to know, though, for this full moon in Gemini? Ooh, that's some good shuffles. It's still a little bit of a handful here, though, but let's do one more time. Let's do it one more time. Clear out the energy and bring in what it is that you need to know from spirit, from the divine, from your ancestors, from your divine spiritual team, your higher self. What is it that you need to know? What do you need to release? What it needs to be more aware of for this full moon in Gemini? Feeling called to do that one more time. Here we go. Oh, full moon in Gemini. Yeah. Oh, for a second, I thought I said full moon in Sagittarius because I still got Sagittarius. Excuse me, on the brain. Okay. So the first 4 cards came out. We first have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Hangman in a very challenging position. And then we have the 10 of Wands, though, in a more welcoming position. And then we have the Moon card. Some Pisces energy, actually double Pisces energy, considering the Hangman is Neptune energy. So a bit of dreamer-like energy. You know what? As I'm recording this video, it's the moon just turned into Pisces. So coincidental. Okay, we got a few cards already popping out here. Let's sort this up. Okay, we need one more card. Perfect. Done. And we got our crowning card. Just have to like fix it. It's such a mess on my desk right now. Okay, so like I said, we had the next row is the Moon card. Then we have the 9 of Cups. The High Priestess, some Cancer energy coming in here with more Moon energy, right? Then we have the 6 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the King of Wands. You got all Wands on the bottom row here for you, pile number 3, and our crowning card. And this is why this deck is called Big Daddy, because it is duplicating cards. We have another 9 of Cups. And it's at the heart of the matter, and it's your crowning card. Wishes, wanting your wishes to come true, but this might be more along lines of all you're doing is wishing versus acting on things. Okay, but let's break it down. Let's go back down to that first row of the 9 of Pentacles. Also, since we have 999, you might be seeing that number might be attuned to you. This is also the Hermit energy lurking in the background. So it's more of like being okay being alone, being more of like your own teacher. You might be seeking a mentor, might be having issues finding a mentor, and just wanting to complete your cycle, wanting this chapter of your life to come to a close, but wanting to learn the lesson there, but you're not quite sure what the lesson is to learn. It revolves around more of wishing for material things versus acting and working towards actually making them a reality. So, and material things would just be things you're spending your time on. It could be just like how you act in the real world versus the spiritual realm. It is more of like how you, it's like how you spend your time, what you're working on, what you're learning, what, if you're reading books, if you're, working at your job and stuff, is it draining you to the point of like, you put all this work in and you're not seeing like, anything come from it, that type of energy. We're waiting for a moment of enlightenment. We're waiting for this, and you may be getting more of inspiration and downloads in your dream, but maybe you haven't been paying attention. You haven't been taking notes. So on this night for this full moon in Gemini, make sure you have a journal or prepare to use your phone to trying to think of the word, journal out, to write down, record, there we go, record your dreams, and making sure you go back. You may not be able to do it right away, but if you take time later on the day to go back and reflect on what your dreams are and what they mean to you. And it could be any night leading up to, like when you see it, maybe the sign is due now, or try to record your dreams up to the full night, up to the night of the full moon. Oh my gosh, words, please. Okay, and we have the 10 of Wands. This is completion. This is about getting like your task. Remember, we're just talking about all those 9s being present, that you've been wishing on stuff, but life has been very stressful. So it's like trying to release some of those things by delegation, needing to delegate, needing to act more like a king. We've got the King of Wands being present in here, and this is also Swords energy, right? Or Swords. Oh my God, words. Leo energy. Holy shit. Leo energy is what I mean. Don't ask me why I said swords. Maybe because my brain was moving faster. I just realized there's no swords in this reading. There's no swords at all. So, which I mean, it could be a good thing in the sense of like the mental realm where you're learning isn't really at the top. It's not a priority, which could be a good thing for some of you and bad thing for some of you out there, depending on how you flow, how you work. Are you more of like an overthinker? So not having a lot of swords in this reading is going to be great for you because it's going to be more like singular. It's going to be more streamlined. It's going to keep flowing. There's nothing blocked. We're not just adding on swords and swords. You're able to take it, process it, and move on with it. You're more focused in right now on your heart. You're more focused on what it is that you're dreaming about and what you want more clarity in. Some of you may be seeking clarity about what it is that you're wishing for. You're not seeing eye to eye what it is that you're wishing for. What you're wishing for may not actually be what you need, and Spirit's been trying to articulate that to you or send you signs in your dream, and you're just staying oblivious to it because you're choosing to, because you don't want to know or you don't want to see that it's not meant for you, because this is what you have your heart set on. But we want that emotional bliss. We want that emotional security. You want to know that it comes from you and you alone, that it's just you and your spirit guides, you and your higher self. You're not depending on other people. You can sit down that and have this emotional intelligence with yourself. And this is also when we see the High Priestess, this is sitting in your own power. This is sitting with your own intuition. This is trusting your inner voice. This is trusting your inner voice. I was going to say inner healing, which made me think of Dead by Daylight. If you know, you know. But this is also in a reflection of with that Cancer energy. I mean, this is related to the moon, and the moon rules over Cancer. This is where I'm seeing like the association with that. Cancer is the home of, because it's also the Chariot. The Chariot in the Major Arcana is the card associated specifically with Cancer. But either way, it's about your home security, making sure your home is prioritized, that you have a comfortable living situation, a space where you can decompress, a space where you can just be yourself and be truthful to yourself, where you can sit down, you can read and whatnot, that you don't take on a lot of delegation, or you don't take on a lot of tasks, especially for the other people, that you have a time and place to focus on your own wishes and dreams. You don't keep pushing them back. Some of you may have not been feeling very successful lately. When you see the Six of Wands and how it was like in my reading here, but it's needing to have gratitude for the success and the journey that you come so far. And also trusting, again, with that moon card sitting right above it. This is also you being more trusting on intuition and maybe not logic. That's why we don't see a lot of swords in here. This is not about logic and reason. It's about being practical when you need to be practical, but understanding your intuition is a guiding force in here. You need to trust it. You need to hone it. Some of you may be wanting to release self-doubt about your psychic abilities. You may always make an excuse about it, but in reality, you have very high intuition and psychic abilities, and you need to hone in those skills. You need to work on those skills. Within this reading alone, we've got Cancer and Pisces energy being present. For all I know, some of those cup cards could be associated with, the Nine of Cups can be associated with Scorpio energy. I don't know. Not off the top of my head right now. I'd have to go look it up. So with that, it's more of like, you have in this reading a lot of water energy dealing with a lot of deeper emotions, intuition, and psychic abilities, working with potions, wanting to create elixirs, wanting to create potions and craft something like that to help you gain closer to your dreams and whatnot, to manifest or to align with things in this realm of what you've been wishing for. You just have to look further than what I think some of you as well with this Three of Wands being here. This is kind of the energy, especially sitting underneath the Nine of Cups. What you think you're wishing for, you think will bring you happiness. But we've got to think bigger than that, says the King of Wands. You're asking for so little. You're asking for crumbs. You're asking for bare minimum. And one point you're going to hit this enlightenment in realizing you need to sacrifice this tile of thought that you're putting yourself in. You're putting yourself in a small little box that it actually isn't into your benefit. This might be the thoughts you need to release on this full moon to better communicate those needs. Because the King of Wands, he's an authority figure. He influences others. He can get others on his side. He's working to get you on his side so you can see what he sees. So you can envision something even further, because you might be very bored of what you're doing right now. You're very diligent, but you might be very bored with it. So we're trying to expand that creativity. Or what you're wishing for is boring to you, but you feel like it's very practical. But it's like, what would you do if you could wish for more? What would you wish for more? And do those wishes then align with what it is, like that you are, your values? Okay, what is it that you need to surrender? Hold on, I gotta take a sip. All the cucumbers in there. I'm gonna want to eat these at the end. I don't mean at the end of this video, I mean when at the end of this. Actually, I'll probably end up adding more water to it. I know you were so intrigued by my cucumber water. I've never added that many cucumbers to one water. Normally I also freeze my cucumbers, and then it's like cucumber ice cubes in my water. Okay, what it is that pile number 3 needs to surrender. Surrendering is a really good practice for full moons. Like, you give your thanks, you give gratitude, you're seeking closure, and then you release. You surrender things. I mean, that's the way that I do it. You definitely don't have to do it that way. You can do whatever which way you want to do. Some people like to use it to manifest. I find it better to manifest, to work with the moon phases, like on new moons to manifest. That's how at least I tailor my magic circles. So this magic circle will be about releasing things in the mental realm, since we're dealing with Gemini energy. Okay, but what do you need to surrender? 3 cards right here. Okay, so the first card up is we have Surrender to Joy. A key to a positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. So this also kind of gives me that vibe of like, you feel like you're wishing for more than what you have, and this is about like seeing the blessings that are currently around you. What around you right now can make you smile, can make you happy, can make you joyful, that you feel like you're constantly having to overachieve again and again and again, and it's becoming stressful, right? That's why we're seeing like a lot of this with this 10 of Wands being up here. That's taking on a lot of responsibilities, a lot of energy that isn't even your energy. It could be ambitions from others that you feel like you need in order to feel validated. That 6 of Wands energy. Versus asking what it is better for you yourself. Then we have surrender to divine timing, kind of giving us a little bit of that high priestess, a little bit of that hanged man energy. What you're willing to sacrifice in order to get what it is that you need, you know, trying to create magic in that sense. We have surrender divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifested fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. That's a definite big theme for this reading here, especially if like your wishes aren't coming true as quick as you want them to. There's a reason for that. You need to trust in the divine for it. And surrendering your addictions is the third one here. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives as well, because we saw like the Hermit card lurking in the background, and we have the King of Wands. Some of you might be seeking more professional help with that. Someone who can sit there. I feel like a psychologist or a therapist is sitting right here at the High Priestess. You know, someone's taking notes on the situation. That might be something you need to seek. Don't take this as actual medical advice at all whatsoever. Disclaimer. Just something to be aware of. Your mental health, you know, all that sort of stuff. Like, it's good to touch base with it and, you know, get a checkup on whatnot. Okay, and remember, that's for some of you out there, not all of you out there who might be dealing with addiction problems. But some of you, this addiction could also, like I said, that overachiever, someone who's constantly working, and you're going to lead to burnout there because you're trying to make your goals a reality, or your dreams a reality, which is, you know, a thing to do. That's what people work and they do. They want prosperity and abundance surrounding them. You want to do something that you love, something that you feel you have authority and power over. But if you let it run your life, you're going to be so just ignoring everything else around you, where you only see a single path forward. And if that path gets blocked, you may not be prepared on what you can do instead to like go about that, to go around that, to adapt to it, to pivot. Like that hangman, pivot to a different path that was actually meant for you. Because it's like, if you just looked around, you would have seen there was another way that was more aligned to what it is that you needed to do. You know, you don't want to go down this path that's so hard, that's so stressful. You're carrying on all this weight, all this stagnant energy. You know, you're going to want to release some of that to make your journey even easier, because it shouldn't have to be this hard for you. Okay, let's find out what else we need to know. This is a newish oracle. This one right here. It's just perfect. It's perfect for the reading, especially here in winter. I don't know, it just fits that theme. Maybe because it's like a blue color. It reminds me of like the icy cold. Okay. One card. Two card. Third card. Okay. No, it wasn't this one. All right. I'm so sorry, pile number 3. My throat's feeling it after doing some readings today. Alright, the first one we have up here is Sorcerer. I talked about creating magic. When I think of like Neptune energy, I think of Pisces energy. I think Pisces is so naturally creative and talented, and it's so easy for them to create magic. But it's so because it's easier for them to navigate the unknown. It's so much easier to like go through waves of magic and practicality, like making your dreams into magic to manifest and align in the in the real world. It's just like easier for them to do so. So the sorcerer gives that with ambition, willpower, and creation. It says on the bottom of here, ambition, willpower, and creation. This is where you're realigning with things that bring you ambition, because it brings you a lot of joys. It sits underneath here with this surrender to joy card. Next up, I haven't seen this card at all. This is the blood moon. Look at that picture. And this is illusion, uncertainty, and narcissism. Ooh, I've never seen this one before. So this could be another hint towards the moon, what's been hidden in it. This could also be surrendering to addictions, connected to that as well. Surrendering to, or not surrendering to, but being more aware of things that it's an illusion. Things aren't what they seem. And this is again leading back towards the wishes part. You're wishing for something that isn't meant for you. It's just, it doesn't fit you. There's something that's better out there for you, and it just hasn't become clear to you just yet. This could be a partnership. This is just like looking in the beyond. Something that's going to make you feel more victorious than you ever were before. You just have to be able to release and let go of having just this narrow path, right? You're going to want to use your ambition, willpower, and creation to create another path that is more for you. And you're going to start it on this full moon in Gemini, because you're going to communicate your needs first, right? You're going to find out what it is. And you're going to communicate that to the universe of like, this is it. For some of you as well, you have uncertainty for what you're wishing for. You're just like, I want a better life. Well, what does that mean? I want money. Okay, I get it. I'd get it. Money can change a person's life. But what would you change? I mean, simple shit. Making sure your fridge is always filled with food. Your bills are paid on time. That you never want for any necessity. You can afford a home. You can afford, like, write it down. Don't be just as simple as, I want money. What is the purpose? What is the purpose? And that can help also for some of you flare up that ambition, that willpower, because now you see like what you're working towards. Okay, and then the last one here is we have the heart, and it says emotional awakening, intuition, following your heart. This is definitely related to the High Priestess card being in here, talking about that intuition, talking about trusting like your gut, your heart, whichever you feel more vibing with, but trusting your intuition. And like I said, this could be like that emotional awakening. You're coming to terms with things aren't going to happen just by wishing on them all the time. You know, you're going to have to make an effort for it. But until you can figure out exactly and pinpoint what it is, what you need more clarity on, what you want to be able to vocalize on, to strengthen it, to feel heard. You want to be able to say things and be able to feel heard when you're trying to talk about this, talking about your emotions. You know, you're going to want to have strength and confidence in that, okay? All right, so I'm going to use this deck next. This is like, it's like messages you need to hear right now, right? Kind of like affirmations, a little bit more aligned with that. I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. You can pick all 3. Technically, you could pick nothing if you wanted to. Or you could pick, you know, number 1, 2, or 3, and it'll be 3 cards out of here. What do the stars need to tell you? First 2 already out. Just do one more card. There we go. Okay, for those who picked card number 1, we have this card right here. See with your heart. The time is now to hear the messages. Intuition, it's right back to this heart card. It's right back to that. Trusting your intuition. Some of you have highly strong intuition. Trust it. Smack, smack. You know, just all that. Listen. For those who picked card number 2, we have everything is as you've created. All you create offers you a lesson in life. You are co-creating your universe. You are in control for a majority of it. You know, how you react to things, how you can adapt and change. You're learning as you go with this. And this can help deal with the uncertainty that you might be feeling, okay? And for those who pick card number 3, we have it right here. It says, all is at your fingertips. What has been created by one can be had by all. This is the resources. This is being able to tap into your knowledge, to your inner knowledge. You already know the answer to what it is. You know, tapping into joy, having belief in divine timing, belief in spirit. I feel like that is very true to this. All is at your fingertips. Okay? Alright, so for the final part here, that's kind of like it for the spiritual side for the full moon in Gemini, but I'm adding this just to the reading because I think this is really cute. This is your TBR deck. This is like what should you read next, TBR. So it helps you pick a book on your TBR to read. So this might be a fun like version of self-care or self-love. You want to do is like, well, what could inspire you to pick your next read? If you're not interested in that, you don't want to stick around for that, totally get it. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. And for those who want to know, or a little hint, I would suggest hearing all 3 options because some of them could be very niche, so you may not like have a book like that on your list, so you need to hear the other 2 options. But otherwise you can pick 1, 2, or 3. Go with that as well. I would just recommend picking a combination at least. And after you listen to it, if you have any recommendations, you know, let us know in the comments. What would you recommend for that card? Oh, it flipped out. Okay, that's very niche for card number 1. Okay, that one seems kind of weird, but all right. For card number 1, we have read a book that you've never seen on Book Talk. This is really hard if you are not on part of Book Talk. It could be for Instagram, Bookstagram. I can't remember what they're called, but like that. I mean, there's a book category even on YouTube. Like there's booktubers, I guess. I think that's what they're called. But the creator of this deck is big on Book Talk, so she's on TikTok. So that's why she puts never seen on Book Talk. But like I said, that can be very niche. You might not know that, so this will be harder to do. So here's an option number 2. This is card number 2. We have this one. Read a book that you loved when you were younger. An alternative is reading an author that you read when you were younger that maybe you want to read their stuff now. You know, more books. Like for me, this would probably be like R.L. Stine books. Like I haven't read all of the Fear Street books, but I'm more than happy and willing to keep reading some more some Fear Street books. Cause you can't see them. Where is it? There's some books there at the end of the shelf. It's over here. There's stacks and stacks. I would go to what's it called, used bookstores, and just buy so many copies of Fear Street books. Okay, the third option is this. Read a book that has an odd number of pages. So this might be harder to do if you're just looking digitally. Well, it tells you the page amount, so you'll have to like go check it out there. Under like Goodreads or something. I'm pretty sure Storygraph does it too, but Goodreads you can just see how many pages are there. But that might be a little harder to do. You have to like look at it, or if you could pick up your books if you are going off a physical TBR, or you're at the library, you're gonna go and pick up a book and see what they have an odd number of pages. So like I said, it's kind of good to read and hear all options, and then you can kind of pick and choose which one you feel like you can actually accomplish. That's easier to do if it helps. Okay. All right, pile number 3. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel if you like my style of readings. If you like to book a reading with me, a personal reading with me, you can go right here to my Ko-fi link. If you're interested in the Magic Circle for the full moon in Gemini, Magic Circle happening November 27th. It should be a Monday, I believe. I think it's a Monday. I don't know. You can go to the description box, read more about it, click on the link. It'll take you right to the shop page if you're interested in securing your spot and joining me for that Magic Circle, for that group ritual. If not, totally cool. I hope you have an amazing full moon experience, and I will see you when I see you. Have a wonderful time. Wishing you love and prosperity and everything that you ever wanted. Okay? Bye.